Hello and welcome everyone to another video, and today we're going to take a look at the Master League Premier Classic Cup, and more specifically we are going to showcase Chesnaught, which just got the community move Frenzy Plan. So of course you have seen all the content creators out there that put Chesnaught and Snorlax in the same team, and then of course putting Metagross at the back. However, I do things differently here with putting in Florges at the back. The reason being, Florges gives the added protection against Dragon Breath Gyarados if my Chesnaught is taken out. Of course, this means that I will have less protection against a Metagross, which is not really an issue for this team because of the double superpower that Chesnaught and Snorlax has. And as you can see here, Snorlax, even a non-shadow variant, does go to town, takes up a lot of damage because it is such a tank. And here we can safely single shield here to either take switch advantage later or take shield advantage back, but they decided to throw their switch clock away, and then we can just immediately go for a body slam on the Gyarados, and hopefully we can get to another one, which will be very advantageous on our side. And we get there and hopefully take it very low so that our Chesnaught can easily take it out. And then here we immediately throw the superpower, trying to force that final shield from them. And here we do manage to take their final shield, and then we can take get them very low, and we're going to come back here with a Snorlax, hopefully to catch their energy. Unfortunately, they do hold their ground and manage to farm us down. And here we are going to take the first charge move from them, and it is going to be an Aqua Tail. It does a fairly decent amount of damage. Of course, they did run up to 100 energy, which means that they are going to get to 3 Aqua Tail, and we can safely go up to a Disarming Voice to take it out. There was no point of going to a Moonblast because they are already fairly low. Of course, Chesnaught, going based on the rankings, is not that very good because simply it does not have that much play against the Flyers as well as the Charmers. However, that lead of Excadrill is the best lead that you can hope for because it totally walls Excadrill. It would take 3 charge moves just to take out the Chesnaught here from the Excadrill, but at that point we would have been able to take both of their shields and take them out, and that means that we can safely let this one go. We can immediately farm them all the way down because and have loads of energy here for their incoming Excadrill. We can safely so we're gonna wait for them, of course, to get their switch clock get back in alignment, and we can safely throw the double superpower here, hopefully get both shields away from them. Do they shield this? They do. And do they shield the second one here? Hopefully they do not, because then it'll make it a whole lot easier for Chesnaught later. Of course, we can come back in with a Chesnaught, and they bring in the Charm Primarina with a shield disadvantage, and here we can immediately throw our Moonblast at the Primarina. They will most probably no shield the first one, and even if they shield here, we can just come in with a Chesnaught to farm them all the way down and have a double superpower for the Excadrill. But here, as you can see, they just forfeit the match. They do not have a chance whatsoever. This almost a hard counter team there. And going on to the third battle, another good lead here because it is a Waterfall Gyarados. Chesnaught is the core breaker for an Excadrill Waterfall Gyarados. core, and as you can see here, they are willing to stay in, and they bring in their Togekiss again, and we are going to swap into our Snorlax once again to take all that damage while chipping them away. Of course, the best case scenario would be to take them out. However, we would have to go into the one shield scenario here, because we do not want to put our Snorlax in a position where we take damage and then they can safely double shield to take switch, because we do not know what is the third mon at the back, and we have to find that out. And here we can immediately just farm them all the way down here, and hopefully can throw our charge moves into the Gyarados. But here they decided to throw their energy, which is very advantageous for us, and we can come back in with the Chesnaught here. We are just gonna let the timer go down a bit more, and they brought in their Machamp again. This is a good game. We can let go of the first charge move. Rock Slide will not do that much against us, and we just need to throw a Disarming Voice at a Machamp, because Machamp is relatively frail in the Master League, even though because it has a quite high attack compared to its other stats. And here, as you can see, a Disarming Voice, a fairly weak move, only a Foul Play clone almost takes it out. And here we can immediately go for the Disarming Voice to take their final shields here. And of course they will have to shield here because to have any chance against our Chesnaught at the back. But even if they do shield, they have nowhere to go. We can just let our Florges go down, and then here we can safely shield just in case if it is an outrage, because Waterfall Gyarados do tend to run outrage as well. And then here they decided to top left and leave the game, and then we go on to the next game. If you like how Chesnaught is faring right now in the Master League, do leave a like and a comment down below. Of course, it would really be appreciated, because it's not just Chesnaught which I invested for this video. I also invested in the Florges, because I've never had a Florges for the Master League, and I thought since that this would be the final rotation for the Classic Cups in Go Battle League, I believe that why not. I'm pretty sure it will still have some niche play in the future in the Premier formats. However, I'm not so sure about that. I haven't checked the rankings. It will be in the Go Battle League later on in the season. I believe it's the second last week with Open Master League. There will be a Master League Premier Cup. So here we are going to just pump up whatever we need that we think that is going to be good for us for the future. And they brought in their Snorlax here, taking down our own Snorlax. We can come back in with our Chesnaughts in the battle here. We are going to tank this move. Hopefully it is just a body slam, but it turns out to be a superpower, which is not that good for us. And here they decided to come in with their Gyarados, and we are going to throw this Frenzy Plant, immediately swap into our Florges, trying to get their shields out of the way. But we are not going to throw on alignment because we know they will have to because we want to have the extra Disarming Voice in. And then here they did not throw, they throw on alignment again, which is very bad for them, because then we got another Disarming Voice, another Fairy Wind through, but we overcharged over 100 energy, which means that we wasted quite a bit, which is most probably going to bite us in the end here. We shall see. And they brought in their Snorlax again. We can go for another Disarming Voice. Most probably we can get to 2 Disarming Voices before they get to a Body Slam. Can we get to it? And can we do the combo play here and immediately swap into our Chesnaught to take them out? They let it go, and here they have a Garchomp. Of course it will not be able to beat us here. immediately throw the superpower, doing the combo play here, the reverse combo play of what we wanted to do just now. And then here they have to throw outrage to take us out. Sand Tomb will not be enough, and then here of course they will need another mud shot to get to, I think they will need 1 or 2 more mud shots to get to the earth power here, which they will not be able to get to because we are already at the disarming voice to take it out. As you can see, Florges and Chesnaught do make a nice core. Of course there are things that will core break it, such as the Chandelier, which I did encounter once in a set, I believe, as well. But hey, it is a rare Pokemon that people use, so it's fine. And then here they've swapped into their Metagross. We throw a superpower straight away before we dip into the Snorlax to make it a more manageable matchup here. We can try to go for the farm down if we could, but the problem is they do have a few fast move head start, and we try to farm them down but we could not here, so we have to shield and to farm all the way down. And here's where I think I made a mistake. I should have just thrown the superpower straight away, because as you can see here, their Gyarados will throw the charge move straight away, winning the CMP against Snorlax, because Snorlax is very bulky, has a very low attack stat compared to other Pokemon. And we can come back here with our Chesnaught. Here they have a Dragonite. We can farm up to a superpower before swapping into our Florges here. We're just going to let this go, and it turns out to be a Hurricane from the opponent. Very spicy indeed, because right now Dragonite more often than not will run superpower instead of Hurricane, but here I guess they knew that fairy types will be a problem and they are going to bring it to counter it, of course. And here we can see, let's see whether we can get to a double disarming voice here. We do get to our second, and let's see whether we can get to a third, and we do before they can Dragon Breath us down. They needed more than just 1 Dragon Breath, and we do manage to take them out. We can immediately swap back to our Chesnaught and Frenzy Plant this Gyarados out of the way and take this opponent out. So this team has been very good for me so far. Apart from some misplays on my part, I do get a lot of positive sets. I started playing this match immediately with the Chesnaught, with this team actually, I'm sorry. I started playing with this team after Community Day straight away. That means while Europe and North America have either not yet started or have not yet finished their community days, that means they would not have had this Pokemon ready, and most probably they were not expecting it anyways. And this team has been very good for me. I went overall, I believe, 14-6 yesterday during after community day, and today I've gone so far a 6-4. So it is a fairly good Pokemon here. And as you can see, with this Garchomp, they are running Mud Shot and Sand Tomb, which is not very advised, because if you want to go for a Sand Tomb as one of your charge moves, it's better to use Dragon Tail as your fast move, because the Sand Tomb defense drop will benefit the Dragon Tail damage afterwards. But here using Mud Shot and Sand Tomb barely does any damage to the Snorlax here, so we can immediately flip switch, as well as maintaining the shields here and maintaining at 1 shield a piece. And here they are able to throw it again. We only need to go to a disarming voice to take them out. We can just, but we instead go for the Moonblast for safe measure. Let's see whether or not we can take it out. And here they do let it go. They brought in a Metagross. We try to go for Moonblast, hoping for the attack drop, because attack drop would be very good here, but of course we do not get an attack drop here. And against a Metagross, a Meteor Mash would do neutral here, but they decided that they had a Psychic for us, which means that it's a game over. And here we going on to the next game. We have a Magnezone lead, and then this swap out to a Waterfall Gyarados for some reason. I have no idea why. If they had stayed in, maybe they could have lowered our attack, but they decided to throw away their win con here, and we can just no shield here because they only went up to I think 6 Waterfalls, which will only be enough for crunch. They didn't even try to go up to an Outrage, which would have threatened our shield, but it is okay. We can just throw this Frenzy Plant to take them out. And let's see whether or not they bring their Magnezone back in. If they do, we can try to go up and try to fire supposedly double superpowers, but we bait here with a Frenzy Plant first because we do not want to drop our attack. And here they do shield, and we can immediately go for a second superpower here. A Wild Charge would take us out from this range. We have to shield it, but decided to throw a Mirror Shot, and they do get an attack drop on us, which is very unfortunate, which means that this superpower will not be able to kill them off. But they decided to shield as well, so which means that we are able to take both shields away from their team, and we can safely let Chesnaught go because we have Snorlax that has superpower at the back. And I will let this Wild Charge go because they will most probably just swap out afterwards, and they do swap out not immediately but afterwards, after doing a few more sparks. And here they have a Haxorus, no problem. The Haxorus has all moves that are very weak and will not do that much damage to us. They do not have any poison or steel moves that can threaten us with super effective damage. And here we can immediately throw the Moonblast to take them out. Can we get to another Moonblast here to take them out? Let's see whether or not we can survive this Mirror Shot, and we can barely. So we're just going to throw the Moonblast here to take them very low before swapping into our Snorlax again to throw the superpower, hopefully. And yeah, we can safely throw the superpower to take them out. Again, this team is very versatile, can do a lot of damage here. The opponent does not know what is coming. And going on to our last battle of this video, we finally met another Chesnaught here, another Hundo Chesnaught, which is very good. And of course, having a Chesnaught lead is not something that I actually considered, so it will be very awkward here. We throw immediately a superpower, swap into our Snorlax here to take the damage. We are going to take the first superpower, no problem. And they will most probably swap out and they swap out into a Waterfall Gyarados again, which means that our Chesnaught will have a good time against them. But again, we don't care about them because our Pokemon just has such a good matchup here. They do not throw their charge moves here. They want to farm us all the way down, which is fine. They are going to threaten us with a potential Outreach here while we try to farm them all the way down, but we are not going to shield this, and of course we are going to let this one go as well. They cannot get an Outreach and Crunch together under 100 energy, and they immediately swap out into the Chesnaught, and we are going to shield it. They threw a Frenzy Plant. We are going to bank that energy, come in with a Chesnaught here, coming in from a Florges, sorry, because they did throw Switch Advantage, and this is going to be a GG's here. We are going to take out their Chesnaught, and they have a Ursaluna at the back, which means that our Chesnaught in the end game with that load of energy will do a lot of work, and we do take it out. Of course, that is all for the video, and we are going to see how my catch reward somehow disappeared and I have to recapture it, which is fine. And thank you all for that, and see you in the next video. Bye.